Welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're diving into one of the most vital, massively scaled, and frankly breathtaking ecological landscapes on the planet. We're talking about the green lungs of India. Get ready, because we're going to explore incredibly dense canopies, towering mountains, deeply rooted cultures, and all the unbelievable life that literally thrives inside them.
To put things into perspective, a massive 25% of India's vast landmass is completely covered by forests. That is a huge slice of the pie. These are the literal green lungs of the nation. They are actively pumping out the oxygen millions of people breathe, soaking up carbon dioxide like a giant sponge, and tirelessly maintaining the region's entire ecological balance.
All right, let's jump into Section 1, 4 unique forest ecosystems.
So India's landscape, it drastically transforms depending on exactly where you're standing. If you're in the heavy rainfall areas of the Western Ghats or Northeast India, you've got tropical evergreen forests. These stay vibrantly green all year round and are just packed with rosewood, ebony, bamboo, and mahogany. Now, moving across the country, tropical deciduous forests actually take over as the most widespread type, featuring sprawling teak, sal, neem, peepal, and banyan trees. But head up into the freezing Himalayas, and you're suddenly in mountain forests, filled with tough, resilient pine, cedar, deodar, fir, and oak that are perfectly adapted to the cold. And finally, down at the coast, that's where you'll find the mangroves. The world-famous Sundarbans are a prime example. They are uniquely adapted to saltwater and, amazingly, are home to swimming Royal Bengal tigers. Now, think about those widespread tropical deciduous forests for a second. They actually shed their leaves during dry seasons. And actually, scratch that. It's not just for some pretty autumn aesthetic. It's a real-time, brilliant survival tactic. By dropping their leaves, they drastically conserve water during India's harshest dry spells. It's just wild to see a living ecosystem constantly adapting to survive like that.
Moving right along to Section 2, a haven for wildlife.
India's forests are just absolutely teeming with life. We are talking about literal heavy-armored rhinoceroses, majestic tigers, massive elephants, stealthy leopards, elusive bears, agile monkeys, deer, and literally hundreds of different bird species. To keep this incredible sprawling biodiversity safe, national parks and wildlife sanctuaries step in to act as vital protective shields. They ensure these spectacular animals actually have the safe havens they need to thrive in their natural homes.
Okay, Section 3, the Adivasi connection.
So who are the Adivasis or Janjati groups? Well, they're tribal communities who have lived within these forests for generations, and this connection carries immense cultural weight. These communities possess deep, ancestral knowledge of nature. They maintain this incredibly close, highly respectful relationship with the environment, acting as the historic stewards of the ecosystem long before modern conservation was even a concept. You've got communities like the Gond, Bil, Santal, Munda, Toda, Khasi, and Naga tribes, and they all interact so sustainably with the forest. They expertly gather wild fruits, honey, medicinal plants, and bamboo. Their entire traditional lifestyle, the colorful festivals, the intricate crafts, it's all completely and inextricably intertwined with the health and rhythm of the forest itself.
And finally, Section 4, protecting the future.
Here's where we look at what's really at stake. On one hand, these forests provide absolutely critical benefits to humanity. They regulate our global climate, prevent soil erosion, conserve our water, and even supply the raw materials for modern plant-based medicines. But on the flip side, they are facing immense modern challenges. Deforestation, illegal logging, pollution, and climate change are immediate severe pressures driven mostly by human activity. It's a pretty stark contrast between the natural resources that sustain us and the forces putting them all at risk. So what's the game plan? Well, preserving these natural treasures basically requires 3 essential actions. Number 1, rigorous conservation efforts to protect what we currently have. Number 2, afforestation programs to actively rebuild and expand the forest coverage. And number 3, dedicated wildlife protection initiatives. And guys, these aren't just suggestions. These steps are an absolute necessity if we want to make sure these living ecosystems survive for future generations.
Protect forests, protect life. I absolutely love this quote because it hits the nail right on the head. These forests are so much more than just a bunch of trees. They are dynamic, living ecosystems packed with beauty, culture, and history. They support millions of people and countless species, basically acting as the vital life support system for our entire planet.
So, knowing that the entire future of India's forests depends exactly on the actions we take today, how will we ensure these living ecosystems survive for the next generation? It really is the ultimate question we have to answer. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer. Keep learning, stay curious, and I'll catch you next time.